Welcome to The Evil Within 2. This is a pretty early point in the video game that I thought I would just jump in to take a look at. Now, here's the first thing that we have to talk about. This game does not look good in HDR. You can't see this because you're just seeing a normal looking video. But this game does not look good in HDR. It has some... You can turn the gloom in the game off to take away some of those issues. But as you can see, there's a lot of like, oh, it's dark, and then all of a sudden it's not dark, which is usually a great thing for HDR, but not in this case, not in this game. If you are playing, if you have your monitor on in HDR or whatever, just be aware of that. I don't know how well the HDR works for the console versions of this game, because I can't imagine this game came out when and would have been HDR on consoles anyway, but just worth pointing out for the PC version. Now, let's get to something I like about this game. This game is much better than the original. I still don't love it. I still think it's too long a game. And I don't think its open world sections and crafting really do a lot for me, and certainly don't do a lot for the game. However, with that being said, one thing this game understands much better than the first one is what tone it is going for, the atmosphere that it wants to create. And by doing that, you just get a much more cohesive feeling experience than in the early games. Here is our favorite Italian detective, Sebastian Castellanos, again. Another thing you will notice, the game is full screen. That's right. No more of that weird fake widescreen stuff that is not very good. And also, get ready to hear this track a lot, because it's gonna play a lot. But as you can already tell, right? This game just has a much better grasp. Much better grasp of a sort of atmosphere and tone, whereas I felt like the first game was constantly grasping at straws in the survival horror genre, whereas this game tells a more personal story and sort of does a better job at doing it. Now, here's a bit of a problem, though.
One of the search team.
The opening of this game is kind of the coolest part of it. Like, this stuff is so good tonally and atmospherically. Like, you come into this room after being in this weird place and this guy is dying over and over again. You've got creepy stuff on the walls. You know what I mean? Like, it really nails what it goes for in the early part of the game. And I don't think this game sticks with it. Sticks its landing, sticks its next few steps. I think it misses a lot, but I don't think the early parts of the game miss much. I do think it is set up and does some really interesting things, even though those things, it's a game made by someone who watched Hannibal. You know what I mean? Like, they watched Hannibal, and you can tell. But unfortunately, this stuff, which is all connected to, I guess I would say, the first major antagonist of the game, unfortunately doesn't really last beyond that antagonist. There are a few antagonists in the game. In fact, I would say there are 3 main antagonists in this game. Obviously, there are a lot of enemy types, enemy styles. There's a couple mini bosses that you'll see a few times that sort of evoke back to the Evil Within 1. But at least when looking at kind of the main antagonist of this game, the first antagonist is a lot of fun, as Xbox decides to be annoying despite how many times I've turned off the notifications on the Xbox app. The first antagonist is pretty good, pretty interesting, has some fun stuff going on. The second and third antagonists, and I won't say who they are for spoilers, but I don't think either of them are very good. But, you know, maybe you'll think different. However, here's the thing I can say. You know, free is a good price. free is a pretty good price for a game of this
Someone tried to block the way
this
out.
magnitude. And it's funny because I don't think the first game is worth your time. Personally. I don't think the first game is worth the amount of time you will have to spend playing it. I don't. This one is worth some of the time, but unfortunately, it does get a little dragged out by the end of it, and so it kind of stops being worth the time as much once you get later into the video game. But I think if you're into this sort of thing, then it's much more worth your time. But certainly, like the open world stuff, so I both like and dislike the open world stuff in this game that hopefully we'll get to. I just picked a moment that we wouldn't have to watch all of the intro of the game, and we would get to see some of the more interesting, how would you say, like the more interesting like atmosphere and stuff like that I just think is much better in this game than the first game. Don't remember what we have to do here, because this section has a lot of you know, you get messed with, but I've maybe created a problem for myself here where I've picked a section of the game that, you know, is not entirely sure where you're supposed to go. There are a couple moments like that in the game. I wouldn't call them, like, they're not puzzles, they're like this, right? Where, like, you could call this a puzzle if you'd like, but it's more of just, like, an area that you're exploring that you need to do something in a certain way. And then, you know, you'll do something like this where you miss something obvious and then you end up sort of running around like an idiot, whereas, you know, he literally said, like, oh, there's something on the ground that clearly this thing is meant to move. And what was that? There's something on the ground, clearly you're meant to move something, and I sort of ran away from it thinking, oh, but there might be something else, and then, of course, by the time you then go and check if there's something else, and there's nothing else, you then forget what it was that you're actually supposed to do. So here we have a little more of a spooky style, whereas I find that the first game, the horror elements of it, the spooky factor of it, I never found it very effective as a horror thing. It uses some good, like, scary style stuff, like, you know, uses some good Japanese, you know, classic Japanese scary girl horror stuff. But it never really uses its horror elements effectively enough.
Who's that?
Whereas this game, I think, has a lot more, and you know, I don't want to give anything away, but this game, you know, if you like the first game, this game definitely takes what are probably the best parts of the first game as well. And interestingly enough, and here's maybe the controversial thing, I think that you can jump straight into this game. I don't think you need to play the first game in order to play this game. This game, let's just do the setup. Sebastian Castellanos. His daughter died in a fire. There you go. There's the setup.
Hey! Damn it!
That is the setup in the first game.
What's going on here?
Well, not quite the setup of the first game, but the setup of the first game is, here's Detective Sebastian Castellanos. Something very bad has happened in his life. He's just being a detective. And now here's some stuff that's going on, and here's a couple characters. The only character that you really need to know from the first game is introduced to you again at the beginning of this one. Which is Detective Kidman. Like, she is the only character from the first game that, you know, is in this one. That I hate the Xbox thing so much. I don't know why it's like, hey, you got points, and it's like, how many times do I got to turn you off before you'll listen, old man? But yeah, like, I just immediately feel that this game is just way more interesting tonally and atmospherically than the first game. Like, it's a big part for me of horror games, that I think this game is just immediately doing something interesting, and man, I don't think the first game is interesting. Though you might disagree. You might like the style of the first game, but I really don't. I would also be curious as to... Oh, that's not good. I would also be curious if you think that the... Oh. You know, do you think that the first game is required viewing? You know, is the first game required playing, do you think, in order to play this one? I personally just don't think it is. I think, you know, there's only 2 characters from the first game, one of whom is the main character. And in the first game, you sort of discover that Sebastian lost his daughter, and like that's a big thing for him, and like his wife disappeared, and like it's all very important, but that game doesn't actually deal with those things. This game deals with those things. So it's really funny that in you know in the like the first game sort of does that, and then the second game is the game that actually kind of deals with those plot threads that are set up in the first game and never dealt with. It's like kind of a problem with that first game. This game is dealing with all those plot threads, so I think you can just jump straight into this game. I don't think,
just like the search team.
You know, I don't think you gotta worry too much about it. I think much smarter. You know what? You could watch a playthrough of the first game, maybe, and then that way you can skip through bits and pieces that you don't. You know, you could just watch the cutscenes in a row, sort of thing, if you really wanted to. I really could like. I really would recommend not playing it. Like, unless... Oh, that's not good. You know, I think if you are what's the term that we're going for here? If you are a survival horror sleut, maybe that's enough for you with that first game. But if you're like me and you're sort of like, you know, like, oh yeah, I like survival horror stuff just fine. You know, it's fine. I'm fine with it. But you need the game to be good and do interesting things with those mechanics and have a story that entertains and characters that compel you. Well, I don't think that exists for you in the first game. I think it's much better in this game. I still don't think the characters are super great. They're definitely doing much better than they do in the first game. Sebastian has some, you know, much more interesting, oh no. Oh no. Sebastian definitely has much more interesting things going on, and he has much more interesting interactions with other characters. And again, like, I think the opening of this game does a very good job at being visually interesting, tonally, atmospherically. I keep saying that, but you know, surely you agree with me after seeing all this stuff, right? Like, also you've got to agree with me that whoever, you know, the people that made this game watched Hannibal. Like, there's no way you see this and you think that, oh yeah, no, they definitely did not see Hannibal. Like, you know they saw Hannibal. One of the other things that makes this game much better than the original is that it will install and run correctly the first time. I've never had any technical difficulties with getting this game to run, whereas the first game, woof. Oh boy, getting that game to run is, you know, for lack of a better term, a real nightmare. Now, hopefully we can get to the open world in this video. I don't remember how long this section takes. But hopefully we get to the open world and I can show you a bit of the gun stuff. But this is the section of the game that I really thought when I'd played the first Evil Within, and I went straight from the first one to the second one, and I just thought, wow, this is a way better video game. Like this is actually creepy. You know?
Oh.
You know, actually has stuff going. Oh, I've just remembered what happens here. and I don't think we're gonna like this. Oh no. Oh no. See, like, I've played this game before, and this is like, you know, this is freaky. This is not, you know, this is not one of those, oh, that's not good.
Shit.
Okay, that sequence did not lead into the sequence I thought it did, so we're safe. Or are we? I remember, so, to be fair, I don't think of the first game as being like a heavy jump scare thing. It definitely, like, has its jump scares in the gameplay that it's definitely using. But it's not the problem I have with it. Oh. Oh, no. Never mind, I think this did. Yep, I remember you. Oh, no. Oh, that's a problem. All right, we need to leave. Oh no! All right. Oh, she's right behind. All right, as you can see, so the stamina. Oh god! Oh no, the stamina! Stamina! Oh no!
Trapped in here. Or maybe not.
Get up. Get up there. Get up. Oh. Oh, you can hear her coming. It's the worst. Oh. So,
Damn it. What the hell is that?
That is an enemy that you are going to see a couple times across this game, shall we say. Oh no. Oh! Oh no. And so that enemy is very reminiscent of a particular enemy in the first game, but is like much less interesting than the enemy in the
I don't hear it.
The enemy was in the first game. Oh,
You gotta be kidding me.
oh well, that's what you get for saying. That's what you get for saying. Oh, I don't hear it. He says, the idiot. It's just, it's really messed up that he just threw that knife at me. Struggle, struggle, struggle. That's right. Like, you know, it's certainly is a freaky looking enemy, right? But I just don't find the like the multiple heads and body parts tied together to be quite as freaky as something a little more simple and effective. However, the implication of that enemy showing up after you see a single woman with long black hair in the mirror implies that is meant to be just a version of the enemy from the first game, which then kind of makes it a little more disappointing that that enemy is so different looking, where I think that enemy is much more effective in how scary they are in the first game. Because it's just simpler. It's like, oh, this is like a, you know, scary Japanese horror lady, which, you know, I don't know if you know this, but is very scary. Like, you know, scary Japanese horror lady, very scary. Oh, that's convenient.
Where were you when I needed you?
You didn't need me. You need me now. That should be what worries you more. Also, he seems to be doing fine for a guy that just had a giant knife thrown into him. But, you know, that's part of the story stuff. You know, he is in this.
Lily.
This world is fake, and he is aware of it. He is in a sort of. He is in an imagined area, shall we say?
Kidman.
Sebastian.
And so he is now having to make his way through this imagined
I don't
world.
know. But it sure as hell wasn't a quaint little town. There's something bad happening in here, Kidman. Baker is dead. There's a killer running around in here, doing things that are... It's like Beacon all over again.
I like the walkie-talkie in this game.
fuck
It is
did you just send me
definitely
into?
thick punk.
I don't know. We're in the dark out here. Baker was the team leader. If he's dead, that doesn't bode well for the rest of them. Keep searching around. The more info you gather, the more I'll be able to help you.
Yeah. Sure.
So, I am playing a New Game Plus, which is the reason why the game is like, hey, you know, here is here's this gun. So we're doing a, you know, in a way, I feel like I need to play this using a New Game. This outfit is also a New Game Plus outfit, for the record. There's only like 4 outfits though, so don't worry. Don't think that you're missing out.
It's just a small, quiet town.
But
Yeah.
I gotta prove that I've beaten this game before. I feel like, you know. Let's get some health going. Oh,
Hello? Hey!
you know, I'm sure that
You've heard me.
we're gonna have a very
Check it out.
leveled, calm conversation with this woman. I'm sure nothing bad is about to happen or will ever happen in the course of playing this video game. I bet we're gonna go in here and she's just gonna be doing something very healthy,
Hello?
very normal, and very consistent with the values of whatever religion we believe in.
Skin and bones. Gotta eat.
She is right. You gotta eat.
Gotta eat.
Oh, look, she's helping him eat.
And bones.
Yeah, you just need some help. Okay,
I said eat.
okay, I'm not sure how I can qualify this one. I'm trying to think of reasons why this would be okay, but I'm having problems. That's no, that's oh, like I said, healthy, good.
What the?
Oh no. Oh, I immediately lost my gun. Oh, not my gun. You got any of that casserole left? I love a home cooked meal.
Oh, God.
All right, let's try this again. Remember, your pistol isn't this good. You know, I said this on the previous one, and I'm saying it on this one as well. Your pistol will not be this good.
Kidman.
That was fast.
It's because I'm so good at the
Did you learn
game,
anything
you
new?
know?
Yeah, I did.
Look at this
I learned that it really
walkie-talkie.
is like Beacon in here.
This walkie-talkie is
The
really
people
cool.
in here are turning into creatures.
Damn it. What the hell happened?
Well, the TV's
I don't
on.
know. But it means that Lily is in more danger than just being
TV's
lost.
rotting their brain.
Sebastian,
Save it, Kidman. Leave it to me. I'm gonna find her.
Oh. You left all of your crab. You think that's crab ragu? What do you think that is? What kind of, like, I know it's like gross apples over. It's like a leg. It's like a big, this is a big leg. It's a big, what kind of leg is that meant? You think that's meant to be like, I don't know. It's kind of gross to look at though. I don't want to look at it anymore. All right. Once again, Let's try to use the Magnum. Yeah. Yeah. All right, perfect. So yeah, so you sort of get let out into this open area, this town within this sort of spooky, not real world, right? It's sort of like an Inception town almost. And I don't want to give away too much of the plot of that and how that works, but let's just say you'll be running around it. I know what you're thinking. I was walking up to the car and that you were going to be able to. No driving. You wish. You get on your ones and twos and you move it through.
What now?
All right, time to help some people. All right, we got six rounds with this Magnum.
O'Neill, move!
Oh no! Oh no, the Ligma. That was a fun camera angle. All right, so usually, usually you would sneak in.
Damn. But those things are everywhere.
Usually you'd sneak in, but
Need to get in there and
we're
squeeze that guy.
we're trying to do some interesting things here. We're not sneaking. We're murdering. We're jamming. Oh. Alright, well, it's a... Oh. Okay, I then proceeded to miss a lot, which is a problem. Alright, let's use... Oh, hello. Okay, hold on. I forgot that you had to press A to select the weapon. That's... I don't think you should have to select A or press A to select the weapon. I think I used the flamethrower for a lot of... Once you get the flamethrower in the previous game, I think I ended up using it a lot, is my memory. So yeah, so because you get your goo from killing enemies, you're sort of... There is sort of a gameplay balance that exists in this game that doesn't exist in the first game, which is ammo costs. You don't get much ammo. So ammo costs... What is the D-pad doing? I don't even know what the D-pad does. Let me know down below what the D-pad does in this game. Oh, right, that's why. I was like, I don't remember you having to press A to select. That's why. All right, never mind. I'm an idiot. Don't worry about it. What else is new? Here, let's do that, and then watch. We're just gonna. Yeah, see, very effective. All right, and then as you can see, we're still doing good things with the crossbow gun, like so. And then finally, that's a good sound. That's a good sound of that. Nice big sound. So yeah, so it. Okay, well okay, I don't think these things are meant to be floating in the air quite like that. All right, forget you saw that. Forget you saw how much those are just floating in the air. So there's a bit of a balance to the gameplay of, you only have so much ammo, but you're not going to be able to do your upgrades unless you're killing enemies. But you don't really want to be getting in these big fights with enemies where, if you shoot one of them, hey, guess what? More of them are going to hear it. Enemies are going to get dragged over. There's bigger and bigger enemies that might drag as well as you progress through the game. So, firing off one shot to kill one dude in order to get upgrade may lead to you having to waste a lot of ammo on a lot of guys. And, you might not even be able to stick around and get the upgrade juice from their bodies, right? So there's a good balance there, and it's why the stealth becomes pretty important. Is, you know, you can take out enemies without, you know, making much noise, but you are gonna have to have that good positioning. Now,
Oh, fuck.
the game is pretending that I did not just kill everybody, which is a little messed up. A little cheeky ludonarrative dissonance for you.
All right. Hopefully that'll hold.
You think this will let me, There you go, that's nice. Alright, hey, Liam? So, one of the things that makes me laugh about this game is that this character is a guy called Liam O'Brien, and his age is listed as 31. Remember that. This man is meant to be a 31-year-old.
Don't come any closer!
This is a 31-year-old
Okay,
man, for the record.
calm down.
This game is suggesting
shoot.
that this man is 31. There is another character in this game called Yukiko,
I'm not gonna hurt you.
who is 32. And if you find out what Yukiko looks like, and you see what this guy looks like, and this guy's meant to be a year younger than her,
You can lower your gun.
let's just say that
I'm on
nothing
your
is going to
side.
save you from that level of
You're
ludonarrative
not
dissonance.
Mobius. You might not be one of those things.
Oh
but
no.
That doesn't mean you're on my
The
side.
difference between
You're
29
right.
and 30.
I don't work for Mobius, but I was sent here by them.
You seen what those things
I work for
out there?
Morbius. I'm here
What they can
I'm here to
do?
morb.
Yeah, I have. Lucky for you, your partner was willing to sacrifice himself so you could escape.
He wasn't my partner. He was just a member
He was
of
my
Union
partner. We've
security
never slept
detail.
together. Oh, never mind.
Protecting me was his job, and my job is to solve a hardware issue. Dying inside here is above my pay grade.
So one of the
I'm not
things
a
that's
soldier.
fun with the first game
Just a
is
technician.
I enjoyed playing the first game in Japanese. This game is
Stop!
a bit
Or I'll
different
shoot!
because the mouth movement is very much built for the English voice
The
actors.
soldier would have taken the safety off.
So it just looks wrong when you try to play the game in a different language, which is unfortunate.
I told you, we're on the same side. Let's try this again. I'm Sebastian Castellanos.
Hey, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, gabagool. Sorry, I love it. He's my favorite Italian.
I'm O'Neill. Liam O'Neill.
And this is my least favorite Irishman.
So you're not Mobius, but they sent you.
Actually,
in
that's
here?
not true. I can think of a couple.
I'm looking for my... I'm trying to restore the core. Just like you are.
Yeah? Good luck with that. I'm done. I'm just gonna hold out here until
They can't extract
So yeah,
it.
so you,
Look,
If you're at this, but I may have detected
Guess
some
what?
signals nearby that resonate at the core's frequency.
this part of it
We're trying to
is
track them
interesting
when we got
because
attacked.
you can sort of skip
Here,
through these
listen to
conversations
this.
and there's sort of this like open world
It sounds
RPG-ness
like
to
a
this
little
game
girl,
that the
right?
first game didn't have. That was definitely makes it different. I don't want to get into, you know, story spoilers or even give opinions on
is that her?
too many opinions on
core.
where the
think so.
story goes in the
But I've
late
been
game
picking up all
because
sorts of
you know
weird
it's not worth
signals on my
spoiling that
communicator since
stuff.
we got here.
Um,
No way to know for sure until you track it to its
but
source.
you know,
How do I do that?
this is
Your communicator can pick it up too. Once you're out there, check it. You'll see. You'll probably pick up other signals.
you know what? No,
while
I'm
you're
not
out
gonna say
there.
anything. I'm not gonna say anything
wouldn't
because
hurt to follow them and
it'd
find
give
out.
away in one way or the other.
The core first.
Anyway,
Suit yourself.
so
Let's
this
pair up
is
our
this is where the
That way I
game
can tell
allows
you
you
if
a
I'm
little
down.
more access to the open world, right? It lets you say, you know, ask different questions that you want to ask or not ask. And then you kind of get introduced to different characters go in different places. This is your little save section, which is pretty cool looking. And then here you sort of have these different, you know, different little safe areas that you can travel between. And then here's your little crafting versus weapon upgrade. Let's see, is there any of these that we can do anything? Because I think I'm probably fully upgraded and... Oh, okay, this is a new gun, so... Why don't we do ammo capacity? Yeah. Like so. Look at that. Wonderful. Okay, we're missing the component. So we've almost fully upgraded ammo capacity. So yeah, so you know, you want to get more stuff as it goes. Let's get out of here. And then let's finish up out in the open world. Take a look here. So Oh, hey, look, it's the upgrade section from the first game. I wonder if we can skip not going into this.
What the? Who was that?
Oh, we actually can. Interesting. So yeah, so they kind of bring back the way to upgrade your character, and stuff like that. And then here's where it very much differs. Is once you're in the open world, you can straight up play side quests. You can do the main quest, you can do side quests, and you know that's going to be in different areas of the map, and different areas of the map are going to have different levels of bad guys there. So, you know, there's a lot going on, a lot more going on certainly, but you know, whether or not that's for you, I don't know. But it's definitely worth seeing if you're into it, and hopefully this kind of shows a bit of a taste for that. It's like, hey, do you think the developers of this game have played Silent Hill 2? Or just Silent Hill in general? The answer is yeah, probably.
What in the hell? If it keeps breaking apart like this, there won't be any Union to search. I gotta try to find that signal.
So, when I first was playing this game, I thought, oh, that's kind of cool. You know, like, the fact that this is, like, not a real place. It's like a mind place. So, it means that you can do some of these, like, cool, more Inception-y looking things. I don't think it fully takes advantage of that over the course of the entire game. But it does lead to at least a more interesting looking, you know, map in general. And as you can see, you know, you can find other safe houses, all these other things. This is not the only section of the map. The one piece of advice that I'd give to anybody out there who's planning on playing this game, though, is there are sections of the map that when you enter them, you then kind of have a single mission there. And once you leave that section of the map, you're not going to be able to get back there. So when there are side missions in those areas, you need to make sure you do the side mission first. Otherwise, you will be locked out of doing them, which happened to me. And that does lead to consequences, for the record. There are consequences to having done that or not done that, I guess. Which, you know, doesn't feel great when straight up, like, the fate of characters changes depending on whether or not you did a side mission when you thought you had more time to do the side mission, and then the game was like, you do not. You, in fact, had the length of one regular mission to complete this side mission, or you were locked out of this area. So that's a bit annoying, but you know, there's my warning in case that happens for you. This is I was about to say it's a good sounding thing, but now I'm out of my ammo. Oi. There we go. So yeah, that's the Evil Within. There's plenty of places to look. One of the things with the Evil Within 2, sorry, I should say. So yeah, there's a lot of places to look. Depending on where you go, you know, different enemies, different strength of enemies, lots of stuff to discover. You know, this is in a way its own open world. Wow, it really didn't let me save that dude, huh? It's messed up.
Shit.
Wow, that aim assist was severe. Okay, that shotgun blast was less severe. We got him in the end. So yeah, this is actually a section that you come to later for one of the missions that's actually kind of tough because of how many guys. So, but you don't want to play the way that I was just playing. You know, I'm able to play this way because I'm not too worried about it. You know, I'm not going to play any more of this. I've played this game before. But you don't want to be, as you can see, like, very quickly, I have no ammo, right? I got 3 shotgun blasts left, and that's it. Think about how, and you don't even have this many weapons in this part when you're playing the game normally, right? So you will have to be very careful with how you are spending your ammo, otherwise it will be gone. So say goodbye to our favorite Italian, Sebastian Castellanos, and say goodbye to the video. Thank you all for joining me. Hope you have a great week, great weekend, depending on where you are. And I'll see you all in the next one.